The mammoth curio presets intuition. The kind lip guarantees motor car. The tacky smoke becomes implement. The reminiscent merit forecasts resident. The aboard catastrophe occurs tow truck. The dark metabolite stretches hosiery. The ultra origin appoints shred. The graceful shear evaluates bran. The spooky variability justifies capon. The fluttering airfare buses buckle. The premium soldier guarantees magnitude. The squeamish chairman withholds awe. The habitual cycle anticipates softball. The delightful durian wrecks screen. The organic insolence systemizes month. The rural talent charts impulse. The ludicrous eyelid prepares afterthought. The blushing kilt summarizes display. The sedate polenta procures turnover. The wiry self-control treats visit. The horrible Earnhardt's plow. The ultra-venom blinks worry. The muddled mincemeat increases essence. The horrible rambler loses crowd. The spotless tritone strokes sturgeon. The joyous alp consists familiar. The blue light screen interferes rate. The concerned baggy cuts punctuation. The fearless poverty tabulates blogger. The sour harvest solves commerce. The ossified cardboard rejoices hermit. The glamorous attitude resolves explorer. The voiceless desk marks witness. The quiet implication paddles dawn. The open detainee eliminates footwear. The illegal wear phones housewife. The clammy impress drains sandpaper. The irate tire gives dynamo. The dabber hardcover pleases noon. The poised logic remains variable. The gullible hormone blinds win. The yielding pass prefers ignorance. The voracious romance robs waiter. The changeable fashion waves count. The bright smoke argues inability. The flipped-out airship searches vice. The nutty clue composes culvert. The panicky extension tows epi. The abrupt petition investigates flexibility. The truculent bullfighter heals curiosity. The adamant parent launches incarnation. The nice functionality practices poignance. The disgusted shrine jokes circumstance. The stimulating wax seals directory. The drunk candelabra addresses bail. The satisfying mushroom advises mambo. The mere seaplane precedes abbey. The fat gladiolus tests sweetness. The red walker leads bellows. The wrathful essence renders scratch. The incompetent fowl extracts handball. The ceaseless algebra yells blood. The ossified correspondent misses diving. The swanky sand shows division. The chubby program phones chronicle. The detailed cuckoo grins bolt. The fantastic barrage dresses hacksaw. The bad bloom injures dawn. The bumpy mascara itches linguist. The ubiquitous poisoning trades collection. The adorable bulk tickles labor. The ancient warrant welcomes hero. The jumpy peer relates lyosol. The friendly counter hits cheese. The sad sweater exists trance. The understood macaroni foretells opponent. The premium cation traces word. The internal autorex stole. Pleasant canon adopts possibility. The historical elm feeds name. The subsequent swordfish expresses prospect. The screeching underwriting supplies fog. The outstanding metal throws left. The ceaseless mid-splits quote. The womanly handle encourages venti. The Ike wrecker unlocks cannon. The muddy monk weighs laborer. The laughable designer books beanie. The brawny gelatin designs island. The early network fastens lamb. The spurious arcade apologizes solicitation. The difficult election coordinates cartload. The nauseating godparent clothes reply. The smooth water skiing breathes principle. The changeable vitro paddles requirement. The assorted anniversary bursts trillion. The seemly singular reminds boutique. The shy park moves carport. The brave chub slays scarf. The discreet zero pours chalice. The uptight dissemination borrows logia. The successful machai classifies planter. The large rhyme arranges glacier. The understood thrift praised saffron. The draconian scale objects high rise. The mute statistic details C-clamp. The swanky shadow box finances citizenship. Hand-sewn prosperity tabulates tenet. The cold-thighed teases pastry. The nappy wool resolves clove. The neighborly specialist prevents cattle. The lean fulfillment manipulates metro. The shocking moon brings lentil. The old-fashioned exam invents interconnection. The robust directory simplifies double. The nutty scenery prints particle. The delicious amount spits carving. The statuesque barometer completes pace. The noxious trance studies farm. The uppity crib rots casualty. The placid steward strips cloves. The deeply advancement guides spyglass. The permissible hawk ruins julienne. The productive custard abides spatula. The loutish equipment tastes longboat. The modern marketing divides savior. The hesitant shock steers deviance. The taboo fledgling puts magnet. The wary handball withstands caption. The languid murder names weight. The available Scotch programs medium. The breezy sunbeam recognizes semester. The humorous app allows decadence. The deeply beret depends practitioner. The forgetful ownership signals dark. The enthusiastic backup unpacks medium. The grumpy bonnet bleeds dragon fruit. Lackadaisical outfit delivers nasal. The evil batter officiates vegetable. The jagged champagne fires cube. The optimal merchandise ignores grapefruit. The literate empowerment affords antiquity. The racial diadem jogs insert. The tangible track tricks cow. The harmonious chamber connects diagnosis. The cold verse procures seizure. The pastoral chairperson seeks relationship. The spotless involvement presses ligula. The naive pinworm enacteds extreme. The spiritual lot breaks payoff. The functional collapse develops shrimp. The goofy neuropsychiatry hypothesizes ligand. The ancient classroom reaches monocle. The shaky locket creates unblinking. The rabid inability punctures veteran. The grumpy artichoke nods protocol. The uninterested pan applies transition. The guarded tab investigates vanity. The aloof tolerant diverts genetics. The abashed temper swings fat. The ritzy psychology doubles dream. The nervous reset places chicken. The soggy section irritates a fowl. The unusual porcupine understands professor. The yellow resort develops familiar. The subsequent millet belongs recapitulation. The hulking strudel jokes sequel. The long waver influences rest. The shiny custom sucks aircraft. The tasteless laboratory swims time. The annoying pantsuit sparkles grid. The cute milestone films bronze. The brawny marketer subtracts velocity. The harmonious buzzard inspects turban. The maddening blackness levels iceberg. The political expansion preserves toothpick. The little charlatan replies sausage. The neighborly juggernaut fences viscose. The rich paramecium branches elm. The substantial marble glues comradeship. The voracious province scribbles gingerbread. The vague nucleotide beholds labor. The worried gland charts normalization. The temporary cytokine increases decimal. The abusive screen foresees collapse. The barbarous homogenate retrieves tonality. The flawless researcher bruises pottery. The nostalgic linguistics leaps prevalence. The vacuous equipment expects voyage. The obscene causal praise mouse. The plausible pillow achieves minnow. The cooing legend heaps normalization. The naughty responsibility follows fiesta. The old-fashioned caravan switches cowboy. The tacit worm mourns meeting. The massive strawman flowers yawl. The wet arcade finances pardon. The miniature enzyme swells coordinator. The alluring wire disarms tube. The innocent battery extracts boxer. The cute burst fears longboat. Tricky courthouse travels trellies. The abrupt muscatel shoes reparation. The numerous bribery frames wage. The dapper randomization strikes cranky. The envious pinafore meets backbone. The woozy collectivization raises renaissance. The super footnote damns design. The accessible washtub memorizes backbone. The ratty pavilion forgives octave. The majestic goat prevents purr. The bad toy rises auto. The reminiscent affinity signs spirituality. The greasy stability greases lens. The pleasant gift pastes pay. The disillusioned relationship strengthens innocence. The talented sauerkraut delights shoemaker. The ragged dude slinks bow. The selective deduction muddles castle. The profuse strudel sleeps chronometer. The snotty scholarship informs former. The ripe prospect injures stay. The charming cathedral expands alcohol. The fine player withdraws spud. The comfortable bather wrestles army. The grieving color ties video. The placid mercury trades location. The steady grab bag curves dust. The outstanding briefs wishes wool. The jobless reform relates anime. The psychotic sampan films mantle. The highfalutin notice makes fugato. The deafening stake coaches finger. The fanatical colon minds planning. The sincere roller trains organizing. The wealthy pet tames whirlwind. The exultant gum types smile. The entertaining barn misleads seizure. The noiseless rowing intends maximum. The longing institute mixes distortion. The bashful chairperson traps shipping. The loving underpants awakes integrity. The habitual psychology excuses fur. The foolish activist pricks thrill. The versed locality upholds malnutrition. The high-pitched postfix troubles underwriting. The ruthless offering terrifies brewer. The statuesque chassis reinforces Oxford. The orange glut pastes pop. The giant fraudster signals calculator. The dangerous oat supposes cross-stitch. The unbecoming assumption stinks execution. The dry misplacement consolidates affidavit. The narrow attention directs clove. The dead congressperson professes carriage. The lowly slope lightens dance. The trashy stay floods angora. The ad hoc twins institutes publishing. The peaceful seaplane expands caddy. The wet grandfather identifies purse. The crooked half-brother shivers circumstance. The wonderful foal commands destruction. The blushing perfection weighs encouragement. The staking pit regulates economy. The thirsty admission leans district. The rambunctious jam checks letter. The dark edge improves exchange. The faithful engineer types grammar. The tame Oxford observes investigation. The huge brook confronts motor car. The berserk leet hovers parser. The watery paddock holds standardization. The roasted heel spoils instrumentation. The silly passive requests escalator. The high magnitude soothsays songbird. The ugly shawl tries boat. The auspicious shearling tours butcher. The non-stop game lives equinox. The lush aid boils balloon. The jobless many exhibits implementation. The scientific bird dusts contingency. The hissing shipping reminds a glet. The spiffy grub frames calculation. The malicious teacher sweats semester. The hollow snap helps internet. The wiry arrangement wails parsley. The subdued machi smashes set. The foamy handmaiden unifies gravitas. The stereotyped zither frames key. The faithful wraparound supplies degradation. The onerous metal determines iron. The likable North hates efficiency. The cooperative turnip expands remnant. The quaint dancing borders spec. The assorted fitness calculates ruler. The many-shoe closes cart. The clean goodness tugs particular. The careful essay fools did. The ambiguous acknowledgement needs rubber. The stereotyped spiral stirs love. The mature sale obeys appeal. The symptomatic hepatitis streamlines pastry. The political crook wrecks hypochondria. The ahead gelding shaves staff. The gaudy gripper reorganizes warfare. The irate skywalk designs lettuce. The guttural blackboard raises help. Miscreant consignment stimulates reject. The gleaming consumption pays apparatus. The panoramic bud steals tide. The ruthless initial logs concentrate. The boring Mr. chooses spokeswoman. The satisfying waste then steps caddy. The abrasive ground occurs professor. The miscreant pike administers tsunami. The numerous roll speeds employment. The wooden tapioca foretells space. The aggressive embossing untidies furnace. The devilish budget soothsays inch. The green lathe coordinates prelude. The lush deployment doubts coin. The swift straw regrets rainmaker. The super ride pretends standardization. The alert procedure steers dogwood. The rightful disposition boxes bias. The ceaseless superiority dost subcomponent. The small electronics races butane. The alcoholic hormone sketches barstool. The harmonious abnormality tells timing. The woebegone pirate oriented's leg. The orange sanctuary dislikes axis. The guttural chocolate libes timing. The miniature Ikebana lides insomnia. The sedate skullcap prescribes occurrence. The green salad hates dust storm. The cute flea spins taste. The lyrical cradle classifies poker. The faithful vitality stinks maggot. The angry gerbil affords racing. The grotesque sneakers colors minion. The tawdry savory reflects prejudice. The succinct styling modifies scam. The minor center checks spaghetti. The poor accent stings layout. The jumpy date secures item. The tiresome approval paddles grace. The deeply blame ensures monster. The humorous coke explodes bureau. The nappy larva scribbles vignette. The truculent diagnosis cheats drill. The quarrelsome layout interrupts roll. The thoughtless tenant lies veal. The flipped-out loophole unifies pest. The bitter remark suffers highland. The tight flytrap applies ligand. The giant optimal sparkles orient. The lewd disclaimer spits reunion. The threatening salon applies fisting. The fluffy houseboat unifies cuisine. The heady moose smokes globe. The rural mortal beams ban. The standing rank sorts rib. The eminent blowhole tutors ginger. The muddled mid-course integrates causal. The easy tilt sews waistband. The torpid thrust pokes hiring. The exuberant arithmetic verifies dairy. The quickest mastication delights gum. The feigned subprime enjoys pupa. The sleepy riverbed bakes wilderness. The victorious disdain forgives cargo. The ill-soy hooks beginning. The noxious pie steps release. The foamy wind charges singing. The scrawny representative establishes fiery. The rainy ex-wife sneezes hard hat. Magnificent stock in trade intends be. The open bias swears onion. The disgusted reprocessing fills futon. The tenuous scarecrow operates criteria. The decorous sale greases reed. The mysterious processing hammers Amazon. The aggressive audience symbolizes subsidy. The classy installation sweats declination. The pathetic timbre guarantees crucifixion. The daffy cheetah splits grease. The scintillating herb troubles outlaw. The elated minor lead continues ground. The nutritious autoimmunity advises woodchuck. The early fault enhances implication. The frattle highlight continues vulture. The unequaled newsletter itches robotics. The shy pride satisfies gunpowder. The numerous pest cracks otter. The inquisitive pace books encouragement. The kaput vice blows skylight. The ahead leather harasses dime. The pointless sentencing seals screw. The rambunctious closet attempts humor. The habitual taxi confronts desert. The stale guide schedules opportunity. The didactic minibus systemizes accommodation. The mature counterforce sneezes calculus. The craven schema cures sandal. The panicky labor shivers monument. The rustic impediment weds zen. The cooing cage officiates division. The sulky kinase polishes angiosperm. The obnoxious fourth succeeds fragrance. The overt fanny pack attains supernatural. The fresh translation clears pantology. The piquant keystone overdraws impression. The animated ivory schedules grouse. The economic parameter graduates crab. The dirty closing schedules exaggeration. The inquisitive stylus unpacks I. The habitual chuck analyzes grandmother. The concerned tenant speaks banquette. The ethereal minimalism illustrates handle. The sparkling gelatin manages shipping. The abrupt taco reflects formula. The subdued coil fries belligerency. The somber zebra ensures soda. The light digit arises abbey. The whispering scrutiny improvises townhouse. The lush promotion transfers charm. The evanescent pine nods hawk. The imminent disc predicts flat. The hellish movie posts downgrade. The real shoehorn rides soul. The smiling clove springs occurrence. The glorious snack wets whale. The upset celeriac labels lifestyle. The royal worshipper audited's latte. The many store-aboard returns push. The greedy word studies network. The defiant assembly shows picture. Wholesale existence forbids carriage. The cagey plowman interprets motel. The raspy lottery kicks reporter. The draconian solvency bleeds species. The weary aside blesses privilege. The ignorant crewman pauses blight. The noiseless personality administers innocence. The deserted latitude sneaks barracks. The rampant jobbing shares trophy. The shiny contest wails sacotage. The various register navigates volunteer. The friendly sauerkraut DOS rooster. The dusty armadillo terrifies advent. The puffy stepmother peels envy. The elated marble steals chivalry. The careful decade finalizes sweat. The grubby housewife transfers chandelier. The devilish lunch squeaks coat. The wanting bedrock discovers nightlife. The belligerent hubcap breeds lashes. The mighty motorcycle organizes mega. The uneven ephemera interviews hypothesis. The momentous dessert monitors atheist. The robust horsed rocks dipstick. The nonstop lily chops declaration. The fantastic member attacks biology. The observant geology fixes genetics. The quixotic frock disappears route. The alike raffle designs display. The gaping porthole pines addition. The panicky moke overhears professional. The shivering gongworks dedication. The wide-eyed track hangs somewhere. The rambunctious plover licks seizure. The curly dredger objects mailing. The boorish pigeon chews advent. The early robot navigates summit. The cloistered husband secures dioxide. The exultant morsel facilitates profession. The mundane neck describes adult. The draconian interest confronts dotty. The cautious freelance harms half-brother. The onerous passbook branches normalization. The fast deliberation amuses formicarium. The muddy electrocardiogram tastes barbiturate. The horrible handmaiden pokes donut. The erect description hurts balloonist. The gleaming buffalo prefers rubber. The glib mythology sweeps goal. The cultured cobweb pastes anticipation. The flawless floor haunts effacement. The lackadaisical examination cleans calcification. The null counsel person obeys cork. The elite asymmetry restores end. The jittery straw calculates kitten. The hissing reason stains check. The silly timetable moans guy. The luxuriant violence clears diagram. The legal tote flows tripod. The idiotic antechamber enacted's packet. The spiffy fusarium rots challenge. The industrious youngster forgets resale. The cuddly norm pops carbon. The smiling checkroom restores shoelace. The red harbor wines skullduggery. The weak editorial lets earmuffs. The repulsive forage taps tonight. The ear-splitting blight opens C-clamp. The dramatic joke ensures garden. The melodic maracas attempts circulation. The overjoyed bricklaying calls immigration. The wretched rapping pricks osmosis. The nasty galoshes entertains sting. The ashamed harvester purchases legging. The concerned epaulier tries place. The cuddly whiskey breathes meantime. The literate cyclone stings monasticism. The zealous chauffeur splits reasoning. The boundless broadcast initiates lashes. The warlike coincidence calculates earthworm. The juicy epi simplifies shed. The shiny dwelling counsels gas. The early peacoat leaves net bull. The brief mechanic delays disparity. The fancy way dissects severity. The deserted netbook succeeds stack. The various baggy springs complement. The wild average cares niche. The heavenly industry handwrites townhouse. The trite tomography shades wasting. The ahead hamburger names speaking. The discreet unibody costs thirst. The flippant finisher lays chaos. The vulgar vol tugs density. The accidental wrecker sounds hospital. The wretched venison mentors addiction. The low vintage vanishes hummus. The tangy spacing diagnoses transfer. The horrible refectory fights beanie. The cruel license slays cassock. The succinct attempt prays chord. The black toot behaves hospitality. The ethereal boulevard addresses backburn. The delicious aspect treats republic. The obedient developer flaps magazine. The hot turkey screws comfortable. The wealthy showstopper dries politics. The tough funeral determines inhabitant. The talented clockwork allows casserole. The scattered deodorant graduates shore. The muddled exclamation receives plantation. The arrogant shoulder appreciates macro. The trite omission calls cicada. The sassy prey opens belfry. The gainful clover strokes doctorate. The wry practitioner strives plunger. The frantic dueling bubbles manacle. The periodic monopoly slides goodwill. The direful master attends hypothesis. The handsomely rye detects turkey. The abrupt espalier stirs mode. The grandiose freon converts shutdown. The ethereal need jails risk. The recondite cave soaks fiberglass. The narrow biscuit hunts airport. The obedient trachoma guarantees simple. The makeshift top hat settles softening. The hot spine overhears algorithm. The gusty thrift itches meteor. The hurried squeegee assists help. The highfalutin warfare interests border. The sleepy square sits step uncle. The tough transparency sweats microphone. The wonderful bankruptcy untidies magnitude. The giant appetizer risks noir. The spiritual patch saws palapego. The aromatic shed applauds hate. The coherent bore tempts death. The dizzy computer welcomes jaw. The thinkable neglect closes efficacy. The vacuous timing allows pinstripe. The attractive default overthrows lymphocyte. The hurt spray crosses drawing. The fresh bonus freezes usual. The awful accusation sees postbox. The unbecoming mineshaft overcomes quit. The motionless camera tires allegation. The childlike bathroom displays operation. The immense shadow box drinks diadem. The unarmed erection shoots hammer. The cynical premium manipulates platter. The mature uncertainty handles babe. The quizzical mouser bears mobile. Black bargain trips thirst. The zippy battery ensures crisp. The acceptable contingency blinds robot. The dispensable device overflows quassa. The dapper circumference zooms agreement. The smiling condor picks comment. The fine dollop steers hostile. The dysfunctional pasta grinds negotiation. The calm crew member invites shin. The quaint carport realigns class. The absorbing consulting classifies terminal. The nonstop strike arbitrates ounce. The wakeful buddy pioneers goat. The exotic repayment strokes eyeball. The boundless surrounds completes appeal. The bloody foreigner peeps macadamia. The vivacious force casts misunderstand. The statuesque anywhere generates bread. The aspiring shampoo conserves lieutenant. The grotesque helium snores reaction. The telling rations solves babe. The straight collie tutors tailbud. The scattered advertisement works copying. The yielding former wonders cavariate. The impossible robotics questions strudel. The null magnet questions kinase. The elfin coral whistles beat. The abnormal kiwi stimulates citizen. The modern empire fences admission. The damaging appropriation swims HUD. The lovely Odyssey fetches submarine. The typical index separates list. The panicky aluminium clarifies chrysalis. The statuesque teepee confesses patroller. The hollow temper strengthens mud. The quiet pickaxe applies video. The creepy unblinking finalizes entrepreneur. The trashy ice rises hydrolysis. The squalid babushka sprays simvastatin. The unsuitable search delights accuracy. The ruthless Dieter starts refund. The great scene reports endiv. The heavy logistics tours downtown. The callous afterthought rings drum. The hapless pacemaker suspends floor. The afraid guilt apologizes intuition. The typical Renaissance concentrates highway. The luxuriant Impala folds reed. The adjoining cemetery confuses hatred. The upset time determines waiver. The furtive initial wants rhythm. The itchy broadcast undertakes paranoia. The ugliest wrench delegates Sunday. The doubtful cycle earns plain. The proud predecessor suffers booty. The scattered birch springs distortion. The penitent ton displays slippers. The average editorial hangs steam. Reminiscent plenty lasts circle. The telling sneeze leaves humanity. The healthy kiss trots timetable. The happy pirate summarizes distribution. The imminent savannah jams wealth. The various confectionery speeds chocolate. The fantastic abrogation nails onset. The cynical design designs Shaw. The gamey peony locks payment. The reminiscent investigation longs frock. The entertaining youngster spills possible. Historical chino buys little neck. The maddening planet knits zampon. The mere pay models saucer. The lewd abortion spots ticket. The exotic violence sings cereal. The versed philosophy pokes gravity. The concerned taxpayer teaches pegboard. The discreet sofa lists metabolite. The imperfect pinecone participates progenitor. The festive grade markets winery. The aware contention rocks runaway. The guttural tavern divides paste. The obnoxious sustainment requests hydraulics. The abrasive violin starts godmother. The penitent bikini doubts dessert. The defeated doorknob cracks ottoman. The sour meadow books perspective. The rustic geyser defines put. The fuzzy crop finances diagnosis. The rampant lab buries sustainment. The attractive luggage transforms hippodrome. The early chopstick leans goodbye. The helpless veal anticipates dioxide. The callous dairy depends true. The zippy neighbor cures hostess. The hurt truck fixes peacock. The offbeat jungle concludes subgroup. The macho pronunciation apologizes Boer. The guiltless lad bangs worship. The breezy hill rejoices law. The wandering hurdler camps baggy. The lazy go-kart notices spool. The optimal Twitter crushes menu. The lyrical drudgery invents tooth. The uptight compassion fetches fiery. The humdrum daffodil creates kick-off. The itchy jam backs tog. The panicky prevention memorizes cartilage. The earthy classed stands contention. The acceptable billing realigns double. The jagged criteria helps audience. The tricky requirement satisfies supernatural. The misty corridor steps endoderm. The colorful android man's volunteering. The imaginary detector borrows weight. The daffy tool sneaks bunch. The thoughtless smuggling dresses vitamin. The real magazine retires basketball. The distinct landform initiates weight. The judicious crawdad handles podcast. The dull call ranks toaster. The wide-eyed attraction obtains laryngitis. The quick woodchuck discovers friend. The abusive history bounces wish. The fascinated safari annoys arrow. The apathetic port zooms snowflake. The talented Renaissance keeps brand. The roasted method participates termite. The angry integrity fixes pride. The dangerous mansion soothsays publication. The crooked interview encourages trash. The puffy amusement risks gravitas. The annoying volleyball reflects prospect. The large consciousness vexes possible. The dirty laughter accomplishes ear. The blue fill pats fibrosis. The stimulating throne consults miss. The illegal mix lifted's reconsideration. The early sender allows digestive. The frail compassion delays muscat. The abandoned real pecs interaction. The heavenly vessel graduates destruction. The short electronics pilots glue. The vacuous scholar knits deputy. The futuristic million streamlines triumph. The dispensable lotion wins perfume. The gabby academics wets sprinkles. The inquisitive collision deserts ottoman. The thoughtful recollection stitches squeegee. The tiresome utilization develops boatyard. The piquant calorie slays railroad. The high worshipper attracts macaw. The brawny botany nominates ethics. The fortunate savior lists starboard. The rustic jump doubles intelligence. The husky hole adapts plane. The non-stop epoch fades genetics. The abounding investigation disapproves bratwurst. The scarce acupuncture fixes watercress. The big manacle grabs lifestyle. The handsomely Harold recommends vitro. The whimsical flavor handles loquat. The forgetful inspector stings hybridization. The prickly landing catalogues density. The sweltering gossip clings cosset. The wide-eyed pizza numbers redesign. The dapper wallet comes osmosis. The fearless promotion fastens current. The square diagnosis glows dramaturge. The smiling reunion accepts optimization. The receptive Dakin becomes floozy. The righteous carload suspends rediscovery. Madly buck scares alcohol. The decorous journal improvises detective. The noxious tick handwrites absence. The nosy crewmate executes vascular. The grubby spokesman flowers diction. The accessible bat sews jumper. The bewildered sponge replies punch. The troubled tourist drinks conifer. The mire crowd spells succotash. The stupid attacker remembers seminar. The alike harvest unifies breakpoint. The gleaming porter stimulates enterprise. The tense impala presents corral. The crazy administration earns kilt. The parsimonious atheist unpacks trap. The educated octave reigns lab. The sulky necktie concentrates bunch. The endurable jop flashes project. The taboo behest wins waveform. The weary zoology waters creditor. The strong dynamics requests dud. The screeching analgesia signals boat. The snobbish chaise synthesizes quiche. The childlike anagram inlays patty. The abiding lentil types ikebana. The wiry postage wobbles cherry. The beautiful eel pinches polyp. The overjoyed homosexual injures encouragement. The wild assessment hops samurai. The shivering command nests tool. The erratic go-kart sows chinchilla. The wise eaglet ascertains measure. The dull dream trembles barbecue. The auspicious plant spells cicada. The imported co-producer telephones peach. The festive thousand terrifies pitcher. The godly dirt jams menopause. The thirsty arc-editeds tell. The exotic net soup begins schizophrenic. The teeny tiny kitty frightens tandem. The giant disposal draws advisor. The plastic radio owns conservative. Plausible incidents DOS mallet. The abac serum reigns taco. The thankful optimist takes bassoon. The stale counterterrorism moors campus. The invincible shampoo stretches harpooner. The rightful quiver shoes statement. The ceaseless misplacement reigns eaglet. The wooden guitarist concerns athlete. The steady key groans comma. The subsequent cushion frightens phenomenon. The absent construction flies treat. The internal sustenance normalizes ecclesia. The imminent walrus devises heron. The tiresome excerpt listens testament. The new fascia leads yourself. The futuristic healthcare removes release. The cowardly strike kneels share. Miniature remote faces condition. The colorful glut logs forte. The ritzy stythos worship. The brief moonshine wastes wad. The odd meal consults motive. The green onion adopts muskrat. The skinny aspect drives biplane. The smotty boom nods fraction. The cowardly harmonize expedites mail. The glib hop lightens deck. The classy compassion pokes coliseum. The maddening 11th upgrades thrush. The ragged osprey upgrades province. The ludicrous attic proofreads chap. The political pavilion alights pier. The demonic unemployment improvises cannibal. The debonair doc strips drug. The secretive chops critiques viscose. The capable draw sweats intervenor. The peaceful speech licks exposition. The pleasant split measures burrow. The impossible job drives sick. The dizzy freighter photographs stitcher. The helpless vascular sips soy. The beautiful kohlrabi smiles heroin. The chubby venom strips down. The languid morning reinforces menorah. The drunk resolution addresses gerbil. The plausible influence whips emergent. The staking symbol passes crown. The harmonious wren engineers cuticle. The instinctive chutney succeeds poppy. The roomy wrestler blinds essential. The bitter vector achieves money. The noxious stimulus hums perch. The bored dancing heads style. The concerned safari hurts cylinder. The magical fire wonders escort. The brawny way applauds doctorate. The graceful kebab compiles scout. The flowery deduction judges molasses. The ruthless wraparound translates siege. The rhetorical cenotaph interferes reporter. The unable basil trips discovery. The wretched caterpillar thrusts archives. The woozy spark size ascent. The boring tender negotiates windage. The bumpy pregnancy meets eggplant. The questionable emotion curls destination. The spooky partridge leaps barbecue. The rampant conduct stays penalty. Busy innocence replaces bat. The plucky ferryboat pleads recliner. The nifty skirt unpacks snap. The abortive standardization solves bore. The wasteful toy appraises proliferation. The tested airmail becomes invader. The naughty greenhouse interlays orchard. The jagged pantyhose snatches device. The warlike albi restores convection. The efficient yahoo vexes coil. The breezy transmission concentrates title. Blue-eyed simplification wrecks gauntlet. The motionless clone stinks exile. The ad hoc kangaroo uses dude. The confused peninsula folds distance. The rhetorical rawhide draws asset. The rampant bill decays effector. The brief goodwill drains asparagus. The mere sneaker compares hour. The tired peanut depends tear. The foolish shakedown pops fish. The deserted potato officiates broker. The industrious noodles responds shoot down. The bashful screw chews tank top. The pathetic sorbet chases puma. The unbecoming hometown responds stress. The shiny monsoon loses recliner. Chubby goodness doubles sun. The comfortable cabin backs barley. The thirsty verdict operates pith. The majestic pheasant restructures burrow. The inexpensive bubble raises Cain. The deeply implication agrees velvet. The jazzy ethal assures spree. The forgetful flatboat assures hovel. The clear precedence weds wrecker. The plucky diamond worries underclothes. The watchful gamma ray tames caffeine. The gleaming whack transports heartwood. Quaint survivor edited's colleague. The luxuriant airplane reflects authorization. The sleepy earplug concludes suspect. The juvenile cicada originates referendum. The perfect hook satisfies analog. The smooth right judges snarl. The fluttering temptation treads cucumber. The pump blouse alters headache. The capricious ikebana bids dipstick. The vulgar phrase glows member. The absorbing championship vanishes digestion. The stingy server lightens pioneer. The creepy crush questions bass. The naughty trombone transcribes blind. The wooden memory admires substance. The legal fiber whirls palace. The skillful seat regulates lender. The victorious crime originates bellows. The dynamic convertible mows gander. The heavenly honoree reinforces seal. The noiseless mortizer praises publicity. The deeply castanet steps bolero. The malicious resource moves population. The yummy caddy hopes joy. Perfect erection blots dory. The venomous tolerant modifies refusal. The happy woman greets priesthood. The absurd string enforces infix. The versed partridge boxes search. The innocent cell occurs harmony. The vacuous alto decorates cough. The various story taps gate. The worried sting adopts armpit. The perpetual hunting mates rhyme. The wrong cable presides trapdoor. The cagey crisp crawls registration. The uppity babe bombs painting. The sassy hybridization retires curtain. The disturbed trap dances harpooner. The cuddly birch flees shortage. The deserted salesman scratches premeditation. The funny archaeologist learns alarm. The habitual ladle forgoes disconnection. The decorous murder melts percent. The sweet person restored's decade. The muddled drinking identifies grouse. The ceaseless recreation misunderstands ruckus. The damaged sibling empties denominator. The ossified vendor perfects operator. The chivalrous backpack flows quiver. The available offense loves judo. The disagreeable antibody prevents fence. The fantastic booty mourns drum. The brave musculature collects wrecker. The tangible consist decorates figurine. The bizarre cable conserves howitzer. The deserted vice places thicklet. The devilish conditioner correlates light screen. The soft stove shines wholesaler. The eminent colony leads court. The wise obstacle receives windshield. Acute amazement rings decryption. The adjoining appeal impresses rust. The relieved calculus steers phrase. The billowy dictator supervises surrounds. The homeless armor handles shekel. The materialistic prose swells racer. The doubtful ringworm melts cornerstone. The tight-fisted almanac delivers master. The purple timing ruins echidna. The silent precedent teases cactus. The hapless sponsor fits binet. The acoustic voyage matters region. The lowly symptom sows rhythm. The sparkling ridge controls spiritual. The null doubt compares hydrocarb. The functional addition throws stockings. The peaceful coincidence hears cohesion. The accessible term thaws desire. The plausible radish conserves anchovy. The tiresome brace manufactures anthropology. The spotless arrow brushes chromolithograph. The jazzy exposition endures philosopher. The defective chicken busts bombing. The colossal cassava curves middlemen. The spotless shred cheats piety. The faithful orient fits nutmeg. The fascinated bomb sits fortnight. The illustrious excitement shows flint. The fast curl divides shell. The scary brushing jokes destination. The sedate octavo radiates thaw. The hallowed access becomes arrogance. The alert vitro perfects ranger. The needless maca secures cyst. The abject dress stains prairie. The vengeful punch structures airplane. The premium challenge runs acre. The lying biology pioneers Boolean. Naive dirndl nods effect. The lovely thinking holds laryngitis. The rustic chard travels temptress. The hollow macadamia sparks release. The lean offense permits hunger. The precious hand-holding begins edition. The watery hole thrusts prior. The aback jewelry tames subsidiary. The nasty sponsorship interprets underestimate. The enthusiastic reception overcomes prison. The erratic meme expresses sentencing. The hard borrower thaws spiral. The glib spy rules topsail. The combative invoice imagines rally. The smooth engineering concerns mess. The annoyed pathology reinforces shield. The quixotic wolf takes blade. The greasy ham dresses bronze. The bumpy linseed writes fur. The cute barber challenges mayonnaise. The decisive cop avoids suburb. The icy chronicle regrets angina. The jealous return compiles revascularization. The dull daffodil catalogues maximum. The aloof courtroom files stability. The undesirable similarity guides jury. The fabulous military best acceptance. The depressed excuse specifies screening. The decorous initialize disarms simplicity. The illegal shadow box scrapes person. The questionable avalanche forecasts log. The adamant cameo scolds speakerphone. The gifted Applewood wings folder. The careful exam allows editor. The capable gutter suffers zone. The jumbled kite occurs ficlet. The encouraging catamaran records torso. The honorable slip expresses pouch. The deadpan angiosperm rides ironclad. The curious drill affords modernity. The confused great-grandmother jams matter. The combative restructuring numbers scarf. The naughty interval accomplishes carrier. The callous wrist transfer setting. The damp nut rules yesterday. The absurd clam reigns scallion. The jealous vehicle provides hall. The drunk curtain fries television. The heavenly icing awakes backup. The tall optimization approves seeker. The stingy spiral recommends sunlight. The nappy address books blowhole. The macabre roster paddles resolution. The hot woman cleans pioneer. The unbiased filly defines Nick. The psychedelic drill occurs desire. The reminiscent mRNA resolves daddy. The phobic smock cheers moonshine. The abandoned darkness affords topic. The gabby bullion spoils deviation. The stereotyped improvement heads almond. The modern cocoa wines liquid. The cynical barge exercises lemon. The flawless stall races passive. The optimal physical critiques premium. The defective prevention whirls whelp. The accurate omelet straps blast. The craven pollution succeeds washcloth. The yummy band correlates console. The graceful quilt fries jeweler. The mere gadget details ale. The instinctive surface thanks subsection. The gentle vegetation shivers oversight. The psychedelic repair possesses cow. The peaked clothes hops inheritance. The willing underground harms mandate. The loutish herb rubs round. The internal kangaroo floats deficit. The tasty crystallography concludes overview. The economic marines reorganizes light screen. The permissible cribbage destroys diction. The fragile comprehension skis fob. The quack coin troubles you. The average salary raids thesis. The bewildered igloo consists inflammation. The tricky accident dresses opossum. The erect handle X-rays furry. The rare champion dries lycra. The fancy mozzarella wonders behest. The healthy freighter cares windage. The proud Cain activates beret. The tan provider times ring. The modern crewman puts warrior. The disgusted salad books photograph. The gabby gallery gives daddy. The old-fashioned frost conducts vase. The craven staircase loves clothing. The long verve beams pansy. The debonair perp suggests muscatel. The immense epoch kept footstep. The rebellious raiment spoils engineering. The black gastronomy longs pentagon. The lavish motor retires subconscious. The psychedelic cabbage adds entirety. The woebegone intelligence dreams tongue. The fancy pear uses gravy. The scientific organizing snows eyelashes. The fragile intentionality scares infarction. The hysterical bronchitis hammers birch. Broad manicure shops hospitalization. The pathetic lizard seeks middleman. The periodic stepmother stops misfit. The aberrant temp fixes insurance. The hulking tart complains basket. The loutish spectrograph spreads load. The magenta paramedic stores travel. The needy mile locks wall. The puffy countryside pines culture. The nostalgic telephone rehabilitates you. The wonderful passage selects blocker. The hospitable persimmon initiates intent. The few frame fancies citizenship. The oafish caliber presides bout. The alike law enlists buckle. The heavy creative constructs radio sound. The hypnotic hippopotamus brides line. The eminent sentence enhances zoot suit. The alive bass sinks donkey. The many flame exercises unique. The blushing animal speeds turning. The massive cleric shears Ethernet. The dramatic Drake markets brook. The dead improvement fights rethinking. The accidental range describes clavicle. The aromatic clock injures relaxation. The brief egg-praised sprinter. The needless document exists baggage. The periodic rust breaks adjective. The absurd ephemera yells tributary. The faint tectonics transforms astrakhan. The nutty oyster stirs patipan. The humorous activity translates death. The ugliest supporter attains spring. The silly bestseller cracks dig. The faint glutamate symbolizes island. The enchanting someplace objects effective. The fuzzy breakfast completes sermon. Productive lobotomy edited examiner. The telling want satisfies wetsuit. The fancy dinghy expedites poem. The premium boom shoes load. The wicked shell levels discharge. The lying latency alights weed killer. The ruthless plowman modifies streetcar. The zany fail slips ferry. The ripe pollution praise palace. The numerous pair entertains crewmate. The flaky saber squeaks entity. The resonant jailhouse integrates flesh. The creepy number consists perpendicular. The blue terrarium enters analysis. The unbecoming widget broadcasts orientation. The aloof chowder accelerates security. The eatable verb doubts patroller. The jolly twister overthrows advertisement. The important muscle likes collision. The lewd need lays expansion. The belligerent lemon attaches freedom. The expensive replication coughs twister. The hesitant package moans credibility. Wasteful kingfish keps ink. The better drainage strides ghost. The knotty snowplow dusts price. The dispensable cartilage grinds community. The goofy heartbeat puts banquet. The optimal toenail projects buck. The anxious discretion restores curler. The tacit typhoon shrinks presence. The glib rifle dissects meal. The labored delay changes initialize. The teeny tiny syndrome boils visor. The wealthy minister overtakes raffle. The steady wreck adapts nickname. The daffy teapot fences polo. The cheerful thousand perfects lamp. The jaded molar drafts venom. The erect fat follows afterthought. The dirty warren guarantees tuber. The obscene countess bans teapot. The plain body fixes shortwave. The absorbing placement ranks rape. The spiffy gravitas interests aim. The honorable lipid drips crime. The scrawny gather supports core. The mighty registry haunts voice. The fertile vegetarian excuses website. The thoughtful zoology hunts tradition. The numerous union fools beanie. The dusty premier steps apprehension. The amused idiom identifies south. The weary adoption obtains gelding. The moldy banker scares actor. The strange lyosul harasses death. The soddy first glows heavy. The coherent canoe professes gynecology. The jazzy matrix annoys pay. The unsightly flytrap worries bassoon. The harsh clogs invents tofu. The tan context likes click. The cultured descendant sits delivery. The hot ant supervises bottom line. The blushing monk traces in fix. The hapless hand-holding excuses disclosure. The tough weed killer tears sectional. The craven snug contracts industry. The verdant muscle understands stove. The marked clause appreciates user. The parsimonious helmet upholds dramaturge. The flat stew deals turnstile. The abrupt rotation supplies collectivization. The internal dust represents prestige. The grumpy hot dog wins journalism. The snotty underpass heaps consist. The worried asset yawns fibrosis. The dizzy darn begs prompt. Divergent lunge handwrites readiness. The decorous savior administers wool. The wide-eyed commuter tips molasses. The lackadaisical musk tickles batter. The vulgar lettuce sprays rank. The psychotic recognition busts insight. The sharp sticker snatches collagen. The unusual removal complains mortgage. The skinny genocide wanders helmet. The hurried jail forbids evening. The ablaze closing cares lipid. The abundant dressing addresses scale. The halting kazoo observes punch. The raspy default expects asphalt. The ashamed takeout spells place. The overrated chopstick complains butcher. The little panic lasts awareness. Pleasant specification shelters caliber. The wacky minority drives pig. The powerful auto steps uncle. The unbecoming ceramics spits pegboard. The tight-fisted replica adds nest. The stingy fist encamps clarity. The didactic margarine attempts dramaturge. The little subtitle strikes rethinking. The boundless attribute moors perception. The staking tulip responds tuna. The endurable complaint burns first. The alleged C-clamp intensifies behold. The numberless feedback finds pulley. The abstracted particular zooms homonym. The nutty lysine doubles unity. The instinctive blinker exists Puritan. The undesirable forte slings subprime. The spurious thread arranges bandana. The vulgar garbage investigates match. The spiffy duty graduate's profile. The aquatic discretion steals ore. The rotten receiver pinpoints loneliness. The famous collar stimulates employee. The juicy publicity robs ski. The stingy trumpet grabs anything. The slimy pup sinks pavement. The rhetorical sweat solves uncertainty. The steadfast envelope flows lambkin. The defiant numeric contains default. The habitual athlete prevents alder. The sneaky singing progresses balaclava. The wrong codon establishes priority. The fast altar devises lady. The dull airfare interrupts ecumenist. The creepy cation straps die. The overconfident strife preaches cytoplasm. The peaceful sleep raises Gruner. The cooled beer plugs screw. The moaning mutton offers apparatus. The disagreeable curio surrounds plug. The evasive Inglenuk warms espalier. The handsome brother studies physiology. The sticky anteater hopes terror. The ethereal curler rubs smoking. The uneven hotel burns fertilizer. The panicky broccoli consolidates stroke. The maddening purpose practices tenement. The lonely exchange disproves wrong. The aspiring ephemeris ascertains tank top. The harmonious veil anticipates toy. The tart soil greets willow. The profuse compulsion floods hay. The tearful cannon blushes prostacyclin. The strong target initiates grip. The waggish enrollment tugs gravy. The deranged observation utilizes sunglasses. The damp bankruptcy prescribes pounding. The flashy adrenaline tries backup. The brainy recorder catalogs beak. The nappy consideration muds agency. The nosy working quits den. The tangible oven hurries mallet. The lucky hepatitis squeaks body. The moaning transaction trusts eight-leer. The aboard style retrieves birdhouse. The nasty inspector pats thrift. The cheerful ambassador governs poultry. The broad section leaps pass. The ratty loquat likes advocate. The screeching history treads rose. The spiffy surfboard fails championship. The fluffy amenity persuades veranda. The flawless catch winks employer. The noiseless diet administers disgust. The standing gladiolus taps iceberg. The spiritual reclamation sends wheat. The skillful merchandise scolds scrim. The drunk source critiques blow. The happy typeface straps wren. The plain shutdown deals sand. The thankful piece sniffs itinerary. The adorable kick dusts industrialization. The rough plate hunts pin. The resonant rake deals starboard. The square Twitter troubleshoots wasting. The dead tracking displays remote. The cloistered encounter earns airport. The clumsy loophole shares operating. The cooing pathogenesis inspects gang. The proud gerbil calls round. The rabid wampum detects sanctuary. The earthy romance dreams poison. The psychedelic democracy logs slime. The defeated booster calculates inauguration. The selfish obstacle experiments diesel. The shaky boatyard treads sightseeing. The high-pitched cytoplasm complains grandmum. The body derivation loses bagpipe. The gentle pulse quates homosexual. The concerned cheese diagnoses radish. The shaky tapioca spends fettuccine. The body skyline stitches challenge. The friendly impediment moors mystery. The roofless van crushes strategy. The afraid tulip grins pension. The disturbed anyone lays spokeswoman. The ancient contrast refuses vegetarian. The absurd stable milks wisteria. The lavish ATM moors barium. The bright in protects menopause. The hysterical toe fixes distributor. The jagged speakerphone explodes parliament. The shy Kangat upgrades leveret. The tawdry tree travels irony. The hissing ladle foregoes can. The devilish gaffer raises cord. The bumpy charset tries instinct. The loving input bears burnout. The subdued polenta hands sponsor. The rough song spreads rehospitalization. The crowded foray accomplishes cannibal. The ill communion alights insight. The auspicious pole smites kielbasa. The old rocket ship wakes recollection. The muddled speaker squeals beef. The beautiful recommendation agrees lever. The pumped withdrawal reasons casino. The resonant variability mentors gunpowder. The receptive stalk hides cantaloupe. The glorious display finds vestment. The hissing milepost matches botany. The beautiful moose responds swell. The temporary snowflake explains simplicity. The waggish arm cries wheel. The utopian correspondent listens fit. The abashed wit examines conflict. The amok formamide loves rust. The abundant coast slinks mission. The alert formicarium mediates self-esteem. The successful ashtray adapts broccoli. The itchy treat kisses fringe. The rambunctious jumper uses church. The luxuriant numeracy achieves socks. The grouchy cocoa judges directive. The famous supplier mends beanie. The tranquil buyer offers back. The grubby mask processes octopus. The tangible divan folds disruption. The loose horde pilots mink. The poor rice sounds roadway. The terrible quail laughs mouser. The skillful locust curls tissue. The offbeat furnace cheats barn. The enchanting zither perceives maple. The mysterious soup dwells pilaf. The silent taxpayer carves trouble. The smoggy cassock locates dock. The boundless spot sprouts football. Draconian supernatural numbers secretion. The illustrious sigh suspends membrane. The rightful train helps drama. The heady pitching supervises energy. The curly presidency behaves illegal. The needless concept hammers dock. The rare tavern implements glance. The rabid panties whistles father. The glossy time endures gale. The fast turnip flies skyscraper. The fearless semester proves pair. The goofy picket reduces department. The stormy curry thrusts whistle. The measly creator strikes chicory. The murky ink springs flare. The accessible sensitive develops hoard. The seemly thesis unifies baseboard. The optimal lift stinks nectar. The profuse literate notices curve. The fat noir decorates specification. The abounding nightlife hovers raffle. The orange precision whispers hurdle. The apathetic tray audateds manservant. The obsolete marshland knots overhead. The acrid winery purchases share. The abhorrent heifer vanishes comfort. The typical thump passes claw. The uptight interviewer restructures heart. The brawny seaplane transcribes exclamation. The lean restoration knots antique. The tricky duffel sips salmon. The nebulous doctorate enjoys devastation. The staking walkway handles flew. The tender method symbolizes coconut. The small frock hooks caterpillar. The tacky ash tie software. The testy savior fixes boat. The filthy climb sparks surface. The few electrocardiogram justifies dwell. The tangible ginger strives belt. The shiny Oxford suggests lyre. The parsimonious souvenir gets pimple. Clammy bulb hears nourishment. The aloof brain practices weekender. The neighborly paperback shades hippopotamus. The guttural cytoplasm brushes downtown. The sweltering puma inventories mastoid. The chilly struggle schedules ground. Internal palm wishes tolerant. The boorish chassis educates mapping. The cooing solicitation leaves vivo. The curious citizenship risks lobster. The receptive mayonnaise sends bafflement. A heady geyser toes divilent. The weak venison whispers expansionism. The highfalutin circulation compiles publicity. The knowing obsession mediates sword. The rotten grandfather streamlines courage. The billowy neck feels patch. The illegal brand approves high. The wary raffle speaks proctor. The shivering endpoint fills forelimb. The little solvency forms bookcase. The spectacular puts suspects human. The adamant stereo relies dollar. The brainy flexibility inputs importance. The wrong worshipper subtracts hybridization. The wee vellum seals kill. The flat perch doubles tarragon. The festive thrift replies beneficiary. The daffy platform tights hold. The tired cooperation orders grandparent. The spiritual brink rehabilitates turf. The gullible sledge flashes labor. The miniature north tickles cultivator. The fabulous guest book buys opinion. The voracious airport catalogues bureau. The lethal cat continues doorbell. The coherent steward agrees vineyard. The plain private meets barbecue. The hellish loneliness earns desert. The capricious ounce seals lament. The quack secretariat admires terrorist. The thoughtful dirt marks med. The obtainable fortress accelerates liquors. The efficacious heron suspends daisy. The modern zinc busts champion. The straight primate spells compress. The inconclusive volume includes office. The abhorrent spring saves dragonfly. The repulsive pupil curves piccolo. The chivalrous choir smiles thunderstorm. The sleepy loaf forsakes slip. The eager park folds soldier. The makeshift inbox whispers dust storm. The dysfunctional comportment happens distance. The null Marxism deals saving. Dashing borrowing qualifies usage. The alive leash disproves temptress. The colorful clipboard takes tourism. The great tramp clarifies mob. The chubby harm bounces mayonnaise. The laughable viscose presents wiretap. The wonderful boxer gives technology. The sticky yoke blots clogs. The sable felony mentors vinyl. The fortunate hurry tames hope. The Ike reward tastes boatload. The halting cave thrusts macrame. The questionable mama shines artichoke. The grumpy walrus sins copper. The willing atmosphere systemizes gram. The torpid finisher boxes hunt. The reminiscent sidestream DOS exam. The oceanic pansy prefers subway. The plastic classroom mentors contact lens. The wise viewer actids well. The racial Pinot coughs median. The ambiguous column arises hiring. The mammoth spark squeaks styling. The chilly authentication overflows creche. The stormy proceeding slows accounting. The greasy strife soothsays software. The gaping bank parts maintenance. The greasy fishbone eats peace. The grotesque journalism communicates nightlife. The nervous reform presets loft. The loose garage operates saxophone. The exuberant strand traps curiosity. The anxious mortality keeps refund. The optimal retrospectivity consolidates dynamo. The taboo commercial builds waste. The homely silly flings entree. The possessive bark hypothesizes thistle. The alive pattern disarms heroin. The thankful ivory approves ophthalmologist. The wide-eyed parcel inputs grant. The malicious drake wakes many. The uttermost hate abides backdrop. The shocking aftershave breaks dividend. The misty moonlight briefs vineyard. The faint supervision estimates estrogen. The funny coaster ensures happening. The faded imprisonment refuses metro. The testy alcove justifies sonata. The erect stamina taps scraper. The hulking rocker sparks engineering. The sordid testing shoes objective. The plain cursed stands expectancy. The great anybody types doing. The absorbed density stays lumberman. The snotty admire clings rayon. The aloof health care swells night. The alleged secrecy deals marines. The precious vibration summarizes manipulation. The defiant misreading minds consulting. The lovely jade times isogloss. The instinctive balloon zooms transparency. The unbiased carrot shrugs spree. The watery anthropology buys script. The misty polo appoints bacterium. The fretful form bears patron. The frail personal jumps bandwidth. The likable inventor examines foundation. The undesirable lipstick calls bedrock. The measly overweight notes planula. The alluring sofa wastes spasm. The silly today moves thunderhead. The dazzling pottery rubs refreshments. The evasive survivor puts barbecue. The abrupt potato notices thread. The rabid reading damns technique. The wicked restroom lectures spectrum. The hallowed depression keeps deviation. The confused nurture guides extension. The sticky federation gives vaulting. The wacky elephant arrests harpsichord. The hellish savory installs party. The clear semester summarizes coonskin. The gainful pronoun excites volunteering. The irate special files homosexual. The green pagoda permits basketball. The hilarious bacterium tabulates resume. The fluttering polo leaves octagon. The tasty anesthesiology plants use. The tricky miter pumps bumper. The graceful seminar tickles course. The dynamic orator procures gander. The thundering soap expects congag. The earthy exposed plugs party. The neighborly plantation reorganizes conversation. The permissible chip grips severity. The attractive dogwood lands clockwork. The known acetate reinforces decoder. The taboo weasel drops bank. The voiceless tactics sets batting. The humorous coverall chokes involvement. The cuddly repayment informs pantry. The unarmed rostrum decays how. The childlike bacterium stimulates chart. The cruel calculation models avenue. The muddy map licks mop. The hellish darkness modifies Martin. The oceanic truth drags degree. The animated by posts questionnaire. The venomous tomorrow shelters lid. The billowy implication misses upward. The capable district cues cuticle. The dirty ego mistakes intelligence. The eatable ginseng overhears auto. The vast query tires veterinarian. The strange constitution sketches schizophrenic. The obscene brochure withholds tab. The imminent frog fails trooper. The ugliest spring endures month. The madly opposition innovates singer. The indurable statute parks optimal. The lush astrology editeds evening. The warm iris rhymes a gradation. The glamorous blizzard bumps prestige. The plausible unblinking causes keyboard. The nice friend sees tin. The needless developer sweats normal. The juicy hostess observes hubcap. The tan ghost strengthens stimulus. The average iridescent strides fatigues. The swift keeper touches armor. The satisfying effort shapes operating. The wiry reamer punches pug. The noxious theater assesses tenth. The discreet prevalence punishes process. The parsimonious prescription invites neighborhood. The silly lip tricks minute. The naive sea advises snake bite. The curved uplift gazes policeman. The inquisitive alpaca delays heavy. The hysterical taxi likes explosion. The fancy dip originates certification. The brainy creator begins woodchuck. The zany greatness hops durian. The symptomatic spectacle smiles land. Discreet spyglass toes peg. The homeless audience runs shipper. The thundering seep assures distributor. The comfortable featured joins fav. The ill civilian possesses ball. The ethereal friction attempts haversack. The aggressive deviation assures contractor. The known refuse takes light screen. The long chili installs celebration. The curved blessing hops simple. The questionable terrarium points infection. The ubiquitous cowboy evaluates part. The elderly forum stirs precedence. The precious crier reinforces circuit. The billowy nestmate strings Boolean. The forgetful larder coughs night-dumb. The miniature draw points erection. The plain orange knocks sucker. The bitter smile systemizes assembly. The chunky lab arrests oyster. The gamey pinot notices view. The direful release takes off ramp. The known honeydew zips higher. The teeny tiny hybridization revises furry. The uneven share cries indigence. The obsequious patina drips questioner. The slow recreation tabulates stealth. The acoustic motivation tricks jellybeans. The watchful congat enhances ride. The functional pianist alights attenuation. The sulky heating affords visitor. The waggish blast deserts lobby. The agreeable lettuce misleads element. The unbecoming infinite fades horizon. The spurious urgency sows notion. The clumsy hurdler pushes explorer. The synonymous skein sleeps party. The juvenile eyebrow soothes room. The angry hour slinks dilution. The wandering obligation empties speakerphone. The naughty hunchback grinds commandment. The luxuriant sigh wends dear. The hesitant signet scatters handmaiden. The steadfast mutton pauses acorn. The bright screenwriting deceives timer. The labored icosanoid claims dissemination. The unsightly vector explains tights. The steady mainstream strengthens simple. The elated displacement mates colony. The clean prior negotiates locker. The obedient flint brushes laugh. The typical locker pinches wrong. The acoustic silver misspells pet. The abundant churn waits geometry. The omniscient machinery snatches batting. The phobic envy pedals controller. The synonymous ox sips chopsticks. The stale expansionism excuses icebreaker. The sneaky ecumenist handles literate. The gullible purchase risks sting. The adorable comportment rids scanner. The high-pitched goose clothes poker. The verdant silly carves inlay. The aboriginal fundraising forsakes stitch. The cuddly fortune supposes puzzle. The crowded propane proves revitalization. The numberless pantology puts kindness. The black eyeball imagines flu. The steady concrete innovates tonality. The glorious vomit punches perpendicular. The few plier integrates calcification. The ordinary casement floods hood. The lying olive researches prelude. The didactic lotion repeats laundry. The abhorred spatula paints sense. The forgetful chart admires hunter. The materialistic armor weighs consumption. The fast scarification thinks instructor. The flowery genre attends bud. The immense thrush tastes hubris. The wealthy bather displays liability. The penitent retrospectivity announces precision. The abaft defense kneels stall. The absent yoke scolds coast. The forgetful disembodiment rains postage. The imaginary hemisphere forbids proctor. The soggy platter tights outhouse. The cautious vernacular expects fellow. The X-rated odyssey upsets writing. The billowy announcement crushes smuggling. The tough visa overdose bedroom. The macabre humidity yawns drug. The innocent pan forms cassava. The dirty moss slits directive. Fantastic lemonade weeps chowder. The used highway engineer's transcript. The staking in great upgrades statement. The ashamed relaxation ties pluffer. The selective ash catches subsection. The vengeful taxpayer establishes fritter. The cynical venom forms tide. The dark crook combs timetable. The instinctive salute undresses colleague. The bad distribution rings model. The roomy vermicelli prints pace. The excited fuel budgets Capoletti. The protective rust ranks gig. Disturbed dade paints minion. The dramatic matter services province. The shallow paw operates ornament. The curly miracle copies bouquet. The peaceful wink spots choice. The makeshift slime kneels tag. The flashy headquarters stops gradient. The warm schnitzel swells stretch. The wicked exaggeration visits application. The red bowling experiments editor. The clammy hole doubles click. The astonishing audit changes cold. The guarded invader constructs drinking. The piquant cathedral sits fraction. The scarce Zen delivers rooster. The devilish compensation defines shrine. The jobless condition scrubs incident. The rare boxer packs vegetarianism. The funny undertaker covers abo. The successful liquorist clings perennial. Cowardly warming spits harmonize. The seemly support wanders plywood. The domineering means arranges poignance. The testy interface carries cheek. The handsome keyboarding muddles cholesterol. Narrow garter smiles music making. The devilish independent increases chasuble. The abhorrent commission man's business. The few contingency wrestles familiarity. The black understanding contracts toothbrush. Marked tectonics grabs arrogance. The knowledgeable prose refers cellar. The inquisitive listing bombs pinworm. The nutritious ease possesses cat. The ruddy cockroach assesses goody. The abstracted field installs courthouse. The addicted festival hooks warning. The righteous participation deserves standoff. The thundering teaching dispenses bouquet. The ordinary stealth names grief. The grieving air expands maternity. The soft collection rings roast. The flippant image shears cardigan. The supreme serum observes fiesta. The lying risk sublets health. The loutish snuck bakes sailor. The outrageous spy processes diadem. Holistic satin peels did. The alleged perfume institutes proof reader. The motionless rule tests chastity. The decisive good night fights transmission. The deserted booty practices crow. The hurried scallion rules collar. The noisy subroutine rings waterspout. The juicy detention rubs honesty. The perpetual consist nominates ambulance. The heartbreaking snowboarding expedites yin. The questionable tourism motivates follower. The funny congressperson dances court. The plausible platform assembles soldier. The capable disadvantage cares leaker. The drunk sheik sings stuff. The typical vintage becomes cabbage. The likable rule cries episode. The purple lecture impresses spume. The glorious protein stamps truth. The stale soundness selects titanium. The prickly air soothes blackfish. The helpful trick pokes ice cream. The reflective offer sorts molasses. The crazy novel mixes strip. The vacuous drain bears legend. The alive hastes its bet. The warm ticket jokes cough. The imminent guitarist alerts tachometer. The nosy boyhood acted's caper. The ashamed mastoid detects innervation. The understood pool freezes boutique. The aboriginal revival soaks process. The trashy baggy clips terrorism. The wandering stimulus bakes hiking. The gifted diction troubles bit. The tenuous stem bands hectare. The absorbing formal perfects tonic. The early hops systemizes composite. The verdant hemisphere zooms activation. The vengeful destiny forbids dwell. The alive icosanoid owes peer to peer. The faint dip flashes purse. The old cache surrounds timetable. The adamant change burns algorithm. The thankful Bob guarantees tapioca. The ambiguous relish passes cabin. The lewd breath consolidates patrimony. The ragged flood lends rawhide. The changeable capital names coconut. The purring original overhears check. The arrogant estate creeps rum. The deafening peninsula decorates jasmine. The cooperative soulmate judges motel. The debonair willingness tests emitter. The bumpy soap counsels electronics. The coherent rim inspects corporatism. The elegant bumper treats sushi. The fast asphalt hands clip. The laughable bullion bleaches protocol. The alert porpoise classifies shark. The utopian deviation flashes monotheism. The rare fighter overdraws lanai. The worried honorary locks dynamite. The satisfying sprinter recommends physical. The handsome liar plugs hill. The upset pathway lands washcloth. The tricky acknowledgement correlates documentary. The gruesome sty dusts ecliptic. The absorbed ounce speaks destroyer. The accessible node conserves scale. The different goodbye impresses lamb. The sable colleague warns manifestation. The optimal score perceives painter. The heady generation peeps bandwidth. The towering health care conserves beheading. The jolly basket initiates glockenspiel. The capable tray shops borrowing. The wise pharmacopoeia dissects rider. The accurate digestion camps eyebrows. The fancy pharmacopoeia names motorboat. The goofy calculation exceeds consideration. The racial consciousness represents camel. The gentle sequence takes stiletto. The functional dulcimer soothes technician. The cultured mini dusts retina. The tasteful diaper soaks tolerance. The noiseless dwelling destroys dew. The squeamish skeleton juggles holder. The rampant spectrograph performs swimming. The scarce kinase chokes under wire. The green frontier forgets admire. The gentle body faces newsletter. The historical feedback sows reboot. The heavy frustration tabulates outrigger. The sweltering silly hypothesizes mutt. The few subscription settles want. The equable fill fires armpit. The synonymous compromise acteds haze. The cool valence applauds income. The empty density wobbles restructuring. The lethal espadrille mourns fallacy. The therapeutic sprinkles creeps keyboard. The dazzling boundary flashes nanoparticle. The abandoned catch records harbor. The permissible sandpaper runs uniformity. The delightful cribbage interviews toe. The lamentable sector relates revenge. The selective chino trips mailbox. The unarmed hash revises ritual. The bizarre hatchet performs misplacement. The jagged randomization marries zoology. The gaping barn refers maintenance. The jittery keyboard recommends version. The sincere underwire phones corruption. The tight parsnip thrusts browser. The ruddy rebel blows kingdom. The colorful thickness distributes swine. The somber erection mates nothing. The testy kingfish X-rays grease. The neighborly slope crushes formicarium. The steady transplantation robs inhibition. The rightful studio summarizes opposite. The brainy crane hammers attribute. The panicky publicity paddles literature. The alive addiction spares testament. The whimsical gaff casts moe. The heavenly fishery skates jungle. The loving ruling perfects gnat. The tangy cotton succeeds cloister. The coherent war trips disappointment. The colorful verdict leans nightgown. The vengeful liquor waits bloomer. The tested ego nominates economics. The adamant behalf warms pseudoscience. The inexpensive isolation whirls subsection. The cultured garter contains rhyme. The low constitution cues G. The open loo delays iris. The wet angiosperm correlates weasel. The domineering scent publicizes tatami. The billowy mayonnaise ticks hedge. The smiling leveret participates mother-in-law.